Have you ever tried to ask your 7 to 9-year-old a question or to make a decision under pressure? Or worse, had them try to tell you a story in a limited amount of time? So this one time, you know how sometimes you feel yesterday, this one time, what tends to happen is they get so flustered, their minds are working so fast that they actually freeze up. This is very common for the stage of development kids are usually experiencing between the ages of 7 to 9. Fortunately, we're here to help. Let me tell you a little bit about a drill we've been doing in class for the past few days that helps with just this situation. The name of the drill is Brain Games. And what happens is the kids very simply have to come up and do a series of very simple techniques they're very familiar with. For example, front punches or kicks or even squats. However, at the same time, they have to name off things in a category. So instead of counting 1 to 10 for their punches, they're counting blue, green, yellow, orange, chartreuse, vermilion. You'd be amazed with how many colors the kids know. They're also competing against the other team to be done first. So there's the pressure of trying to do things quickly, both mentally and physically. Now, from the kids' perspective, they're learning some cool ninja moves and they're just having fun competing against the other teams as they perfect their martial arts techniques. However, because skills classes use the latest in the science and psychology of how kids learn, we use a program called Brain SKILLZ that brings in very specific learning techniques into their training environment to help them with emotional burdens and intellectual challenges. In this particular drill, we're working on 3 separate brain skills. The first is speed of processing. When the kids come up, they need to quickly process which category they're speaking of and which things they'll list in that category. And they have to do it quickly because they are competing against their friends. The second is cognitive load. Cognitive load refers to how much information you can keep in your brain at once. We pre-frame the kids that the category will be yummy foods or fluffy animals, and they have a chance to think ahead about what they'll be saying. We're working on how much they can actually hold in their memory. Which brings us to the third brain skill, which is their working memory. Working memory is the piece of memory that allows them to access files, draw different bits of information, and put them together in a way that addresses a new or unfamiliar scenario. When we can help kids improve their speed of processing, increase their cognitive load, and give them a more useful working memory, we can help them make decisions faster and have the decisions that they make be better decisions. When this is done in a healthy training environment that leverages various neurotransmitters to make the experience very positive, the kids do a tremendous amount of learning in a very short amount of time. And you can see this as children who are new to our program struggle to make it through 5 different boys' names, but kids who have been with us for 6 months or a year can rattle off 10 without even hesitating while still maintaining good technique as they throw their punches or kicks. Now, the more the kids practice this, the better they will become, and we believe that competence is one of the key factors that leads to confidence. When children understand that they can make hard decisions, that they can have a voice when making a choice, and that when they make a choice under pressure, they don't have to worry about whether they made a mistake. They know that it'll be a good decision. They're more likely to keep trying to make bigger and more impactful decisions in their lives. So how can you do this at home? The first key is to remove stress. While we do want to practice being under pressure, we don't want to have stress. It stimulates a hormone called cortisol, which actually inhibits the learning process and will cause almost a trauma response over time. We want to make sure that we are having fun, healthy competition within the family, especially if there is a punishment for the adult if the adult loses. Kids love seeing adults in pain. So, for example, you could see who can say the ABCs in the least amount of time. The loser has to do 5 push-ups. You could try just choosing categories and seeing how many things you can name in that category. Tying this in with the alphabet, you can start off with A. So let's say foods. We're gonna go as quickly as we can. You only get 5 seconds to make your next selection. A, apples. Now it's your turn. What's a food for B? Bananas. Great. For me, it's C. Oh, I ran out of time. Okay, I have to do 5 jumping jacks. Let's start back off. The more fun you can have with this, the more engaged the kids will be. As an added benefit, you are also building a tremendous amount of connection. Kids will remember how much time you spent bonding with them and how that made them feel when they have to step out and be alone to make these important decisions.